We are at the 6th floor of Cashon Towers in Parklands. We are here to meet Nelly Tuikong, the founder of Pauline Cosmetics, one of the leading African cosmetic brands. We want to hear her story, the story of passion, the story of a dream of Africa. She is one of the young people who founded a cosmetic company fresh from an idea that was incubated in campus as she was studying abroad. Tell us your journey that led you into entrepreneurship.
Started Pauline Cosmetics, it's been 5 years now, but before that I was actually a critical care nurse. I was in healthcare, and way before that I grew up in Nandi. Kapsabet, then moved into the village in Kaptumo village. Kaptumo sublocation, is it a sublocation?
What's your background in terms of training, education, and how did that transition you into the world of cosmetics?
When I was training as a nurse, a lot of the things that we were being taught and trained upon, or things that were being sort of paving a lot of care, was something called holistic care, right? So it's not just pushing drugs, it's the whole person, right? And it's not so far removed from beauty, right? Beauty is not just a lipstick, it's how it makes somebody feel. It's also part of holistic, care. So most of the time you even see it being written as health and beauty, right? Because they kind of marry itself in a way, because it's about taking care of as much as the outside as the inside, because they do say when you look good, you feel good. Yeah. When I was working in healthcare, it was a different way of caring for people. It was a different way of giving back to people. When I came into beauty, it was partly, yes, creating products for us, especially African women, so that we'd be able to look good. And at the same time also be part of creating solutions for our country, our continent.
We've had stories of startups that don't live to see past their 5th birthday. Yeah. But for Pauline Cosmetics, you already passed that critical stage. And we can attribute it to the research that you had to take, and of course the passion. What are some of the basic fundamentals that you must get right as an entrepreneur before you now think about bringing your idea, your innovation to life?
So I think you have to have a big enough why, like why you're doing that thing. Start with why. And you have to have a why that is important to you, because when things get tough and thick, if your why is not strong enough, you're going to walk away.
The objective of this show is to help especially the younger people who are trying to find something for themselves, people who are scared of trying it out, and some simply don't even know how to do it. So how then do you, can I say, mainstream the idea into an actual enterprise that you can trade with?
So I think the biggest challenge, especially with doing business in Kenya, is information. There's no information. And the people who are already in business, they're so deep into their own businesses. Sometimes it's not like people don't want to share. Sometimes it's really hard to just turn around and share that information, because you're constantly dealing with other challenges. Yes, I dealt with American IRS. Then I came, when the products landed, I had to deal with KRA. And in every single step, it was new information that I did not know.
How did you build that team of initial staff, and how did you go about it?
I let my needs guide me, right? I remember when I was writing my business plan, when you're writing the whole business plan, there's a section that has organizational structures and all that kind of stuff. My friend, that whole part was empty. I have no idea, right? And then also it's such a new business concept. I cannot go to somebody and say, there's no case study. There's no case study for Kenya, there's no case study for Africa. And there's no case study for an African. Whether it was in America, there's no case study for a black-owned business. So I let my needs guide me. If I need, realized I needed accounting services, I outsourced accounting. I needed people that knew and understood makeup. It was nothing that was common in the market. It was actually non-existent in the market. So I recruited ladies and I trained them myself.
As you conclude the first episode, before we move to the second one that now focuses on Pauline Cosmetics, I would like you to probably give some tips, business tips, especially for startups in your field.
Okay. Start where you are with what you can. I remember my biggest thing that I used to tell myself over and over was, think big, start small, because I also did not have that kind of capital. Believe in yourself so that you have the confidence to walk into that room, sit at the table, and demand what you need to demand.
We've come to the end of the first session of the 6th episode of June Chepkemei Special, where we featured Nelly Tuikong, the founder of Pauline Cosmetics, one of the first African makeup products by Kenyan. Born in Kenya, bred in Kenya, schooled in Kenya, lives in Kenya. It just goes to show that there's so much we can do, people. And in the next episode, we will talk about Pauline Cosmetics, the product, the business of cosmetics and what it does, and the place of cosmetics in the region. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. My name is June Chepkemei, and this is June Chepkemei Special.